It is KLA Drive TGM Radio every Friday, 7 to 9 p.m. We are here to start your weekend off right. I'm your boy Melinda the Fourth, and I am joined finally. I'm meeting my co-host.
I know, Deontay. Hi everyone. Happy Friday.
Happy Friday.
Yes.
And we've got special guests in the building. Right now we are joined by JOE Gaya. Have I said it right?
I said JOE Gaya.
Wait, is that not how I say it? My bad, bro.
That's cool, man. Bro, I love that, man.
What is it, Jaeger?
It's Gaya.
Gaya. Oh, see, you got it wrong as well.
I know.
Yeah,
JOE Gaya.
yeah, man.
How you doing? But how'd you get that name?
It comes from my Ugandan names.
Uh-huh.
I just did a remix.
What's your Ugandan name?
Joseph Gaya Usubuga.
Hey.
I wanted to make a name that's not so far from home.
I hear that.
So that with the Gayla, you know, in Uganda they say Gayla.
Mm-hmm.
What I did, I did a little something there and
Uh-huh.
I just made it Gaya.
See,
So
you didn't do your
I-
research. You
I
should have
did-
researched it.
Don't blame me. It's okay. We're both in the same boat.
And the Joe comes from Joseph.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
that one, at least we got that one.
it's
We got
true,
that one.
Tata Wayesu, you get-
Come on, G. So you Christian? You religious?
Yeah, I'm Christian. Man.
And how does that?
I'm Christian, man.
How does that impact your music?
It just makes me be careful.
Mm.
I'm not gonna act like I'm some gospel artist
That's what I was gonna say. Yeah.
because I'm not. But it just not just in my music, in my characteristics, it just makes me want to like portray that what I am, and not to be a hypocrite. Like to a certain, even though I do the music I do is dancing music, is for entertainment purposes.
Yeah.
But to a certain degree, like those that know me personally know my real character. So that's just the music side of it. I just see it as chasing money or hustling just to put milk in the fridge or to put food on the table. But behind that, there's another me who, whereby my spirituality matters.
Gee, that's deep.
Yeah.
Come on, we need the clicks on there.
Clicks.
So let's talk about your music, man. Like, where did it all start? What made you want to become an artist, a musician?
It all started off with my family because I have we have like a family band.
Oh,
So my dad is one of my biggest inspirations because he's a lead guitarist in his band. And though he's getting older now, but from before when he was really active, his band was proper active. So I'm just I didn't try to be an artist. It was just in the house, like it was they're doing the rehearsals in the living room, using me as the runner boy to make chai for them. So eventually their music enters you. Like he was doing mainly like world music, old school, like bangers, like that Kofi Olomide kind of vibe.
in Uganda?
Luganda, he sang in Indian as well.
Indian?
Ooh.
Yeah, my dad used to do songs in Indian, so he was.
Wait.
I
We
need
can't
to-
do it yet. How?
Let's rewind this.
Bro,
Why?
like when I came to UK, that's the energy I found, and then I just found myself traveling with them whenever they had concerts. Obviously, I didn't have any gift to play the instruments, so I was just in the background dancing. I was just doing my dances, but all in all, that African, that music, that culture, that African culture with the music kind of slowly started to have an influence on me.
Okay.
Even though I was another youth growing up in London, Tottenham, like still like because I had that influence in the house, it's still, I don't know, there's a part of it that I couldn't resist. Do you get me? Because I got to meet different artists as well, like legendary artists like the late Paolo Job Cafero. The Havana Bogele should know him. If you guys don't know, I'm assuming you should.
No, I know him.
Yeah. People like legendary people. Like I got to meet them before I even started doing music. So I learned to appreciate African music from a young age. So even though I was just like you, I was listening to grime, rap, and all that stuff, but I also appreciated the African music. Like I just loved it. I learned to love it. I don't know if I was forced to. I don't think I was forced. When you learn to appreciate something, you start to see the beauty of something once you get exposed to it properly. So it's like Ugandan music, and we used to rate Ugandan music back in the day until I started going to Uganda. When I started going to Uganda, certain tunes started to sound live when you're in Uganda, and then when you come back, the spirit has entered you already. So
I think it's kind of a thing of. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. you once you get to the root, you kind of appreciate where the whole thing began.
Yeah.
You appreciate the sounds, because like if we talk about Afrigo kind of music, not every young person really appreciates it. But when you go back and you find that where you've gone, that's the origin of the rest of the music, then because I found out that a lot of under 23s love Afrigo.
Yeah.
I find my and sounds that are related to that. You find the kids listening to Congolese music and like, how did you find even this kind of music? So music is just like that. It kind of attracts other stuff like a magnet.
Yeah.
But yes, Joe. Obviously, we worked together for a bit.
Old school.
But so what are you now? Are you a what's it called, a solo artist? Because previously, not very long ago, we had a group called 3 Nova.
What?
3 Nova, which you were part of.
Yeah.
And now as I see one of the group, Paul, I've seen him at a show recently performing by himself, where I expected you to be around. What's going on with 3 Nova?
Basically, the way I look at this thing is like a journey. You meet people, you work with them. It's like chefs. You experiment. You know, when you're cooking, you experiment different things every now and again. So like we just try out different things every now and again. Like when I met those guys, they weren't really like very exposed to the Ugandan community like that. But I was amazed to see other young Ugandans doing music in the UK. So automatically I got drawn to that. It makes me like, I was thinking, where have these people been? Like once upon a time, I used to feel like I was the only one. Like I couldn't find people that were doing what I was doing. The other Ugandan artists that I knew in the UK were targeting just the UK scene and just too British for my liking. That I'm British as well, but like I always felt like there was something that we're not embracing. But then I didn't find many artists in the UK doing that. So when I met those other young artists, it was in Edmonton. We were just vibing actually. We were just vibing in our local studio. And I bumped into them. I didn't even know Paul was Ugandan actually. So the whole thing just happened out of like the vibe in the moment, the excitement in the moment. And that time I remember I had some beats from producer Ronnie from Uganda. And like, and then when I played it, I see Paul doing something to it, and Matthew also started doing something to it. And I never knew Matthew used to do. I never knew Matthew was talented like that. But I
was surprised to see him in the videos. I used to see him in Chill and Grill, just chilling.
You know, Matthew.
Next thing I know, the guy's in the video. We'll play a video. And,
like he's very talented. So, like in that moment, I just say to myself, you know what? These guys, they're talented, but they don't really have connections like that, or they don't know who to talk to. They don't know how to start. So all I just tried to do was to share what I have with them, to see if it works out for them, and then it worked out for Paul. Eventually, Paul got confident to start doing even Ugandan, like singing Luganda. But before that, he was just rapping in his English, sounding like Migos and stuff. But then, don't get twisted. It's not typical local music, but it's like modernizing your culture, like bringing it back, making it sound cool.
Right.
So now, I feel proud that he's branched off doing his thing, regardless. Like his success. I believe that lighting another person's candle will never blow out yours. So if he's doing well wherever he is, it's always gonna root back to where he started and the people he worked with. So either way, we will be making progress. That's the way I look at it.
I hear that. But let's switch up gears a bit.
Mm.
So obviously we know that you're made for music. But when you were younger, how were you like as a kid? Were you naughty? Were you nice?
Were you shit back?
I want to know more about that. Tell me a bit about your childhood and growing up and behaviors.
Honesty is the best policy. Honesty is the best policy. Before I turn fresh, I turn fresh, Okay. I'm a fresher right now. But before that, I was a bit gassed. I was very, very gassed in the sense that even in my family, like I was somehow like I don't want to say the black sheep. I don't want to regard myself as that, but I was the one that
was different.
Brought certain situations to the house, but it was not intentional. Like it was just my environment,
right?
and coming from boarding school, Uganda, straight to UK, it was a switch and a half, like, you know, and meeting coming straight to a culture where there's like different where there's like, you know, the UK culture, you know, the London culture, you know how it is, especially when you're a black guy in an area like Tottenham. You're gonna meet different situations, and me coming from Uganda, in a place where we used to use fists, like in boarding school, like we don't use knives, we don't use anything like that. You get battered, then your friends next day, innit? You know. So I was a bit trouble, but at the same time I was really good. So it's like, even though if you was to ask my parents, they'll say to you, I'm one of those children that they believe that there's potential in me, because when I do focus, I do things like I remember I used to do acting as well. I used to go drama classes, like, but even at the drama classes, I was still trouble there. But they liked me so much that they're like, we just bear with him.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? Because of my gift and my talent. But at the same time, I was still influenced by my surroundings, the boys I used to hang with, the girls that were gassing my head up at the time.
Must be nice.
It must be nice. So it's just that. But eventually, after going back to Uganda, every time I went to Uganda, I transformed. Like, Uganda kept on doing something to me. Like, every time I went UG, I come back a bit different.
There's something, it does, isn't it? I hear that.
Like you said, it's like all the things, like the pieces that you had growing up in London, when you go there, it's like all of the pieces are there and you've put it all together. Everything just makes sense. So that sense of home is why you always come back different. Always. Because you're not used to that every day. So that's what I think anyway.
No, it's true. Like I feel as though when you go to Uganda, in a way, it wakes you up. Yeah, it makes you remember that, hold on, like where you are, it's not where the story began. Like, even though you're in this generation, your parents started something that you're a part of, but sometimes we get lost in the moment and we forget that we're part of something that we have to finish.
Yeah.
I don't know if that makes. I don't know if you guys are.
You're very poetic.
Oh, yeah.
For me, it seems like you had a revelation, some kind of epiphany, because you totally a changed man. What was that moment that
changed me?
That changed you?
The passing of my mom.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah. In 2010. Yeah, I remember my mom passed away when I was just about to leave college to go uni. Yeah. And it was mad because with me, I never used to live with my mom. My mom lived in Uganda. She didn't come here. So always it was my desire, it was my dream to work hard and go back. So that's why I have bare relatives. I don't want them to, when they hear this, they might get annoyed at me, but I have a lot of relatives, but I used to go back to holiday just to see my mom, like literally, it was just that deep. Do you get me? So the passing of my mom made me wake up, it changed me completely. Like the settings, I realized I was taking, there's opportunities that I had that I was just playing with. I felt like I was walking on gold, but I never knew all along.
Yeah.
But until my mom died, it's like it made me realize that I don't have anybody else. So now I have to fend for myself. Now the man in me has to get out. Like I need to stop being a mommy's boy and stop depending on because now that she's there, how am I gonna survive in life? So that's when I started waking up. I wasn't doing music yet, and then that's when I decided to just be independent and do my own thing.
It's interesting to hear that backstory because, like I said, we've known each other for a while. We're
back. It's KLA Drive, getting you started for the weekend, and we are still here with JOE Gaya, getting to know him better.
JOE Yaga.
Oh, don't confuse us now.
Wait, is that what I said first?
No, he's played with
Oh,
you. Right?
I was about to walk out.
I know. Like, I give up.
I'm kidding, my bro.
But so Marv actually reminded me, as you know, Valentine's is coming up.
Valentine's is coming.
So instead of us saying, "Where's your boyfriend?" Is there someone in the mix who's gonna enjoy Valentine's Day with you?
I hope so. Yeah.
Oh,
you hope so.
You hope so. Elaborate if you can.
I might be. Things change, innit? Like,
You can speak Uganda, by the way. You don't have to talk English on this.
yeah, like
you can't read that.
Nah, I hope so. But what she's there. She's special. She's there, isn't it?
Oh, that's nice.
You a better man than me. I am not coming on radio to admit that. You know what I mean? Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it.
I want to hear your side, bro.
She's there. She knows herself, innit?
Okay. And
Man,
what?
all this sneaky.
It's not-
She's there, but she ain't. But this is like when you know that you're deep in a relationship with this girl,
Wow.
or you're deep in it somehow. with
Have
this
you done
girl.
research on us? 'Cause
No.
I feel like you're indirectly, directly. Yeah.
No, it's just how a lot of men move.
But-
that's all.
What if he's come and said, there's someone there. I think
Yeah.
that's
No,
more than
that's
enough.
good. That's
Yeah.
good.
It's just
I
that, it's just
But
that
you
she don't like to be promoted. That's all.
Right.
Yeah.
But you,
What
you
about
were
me?
like, you're better than me.
Nah,
I
I
would
wouldn't.
never come. At least
I
he
wouldn't.
acknowledged that someone is there.
No,
So you would never. Why?
because I like to keep my private life private.
Yeah, for
You
real.
know what I mean?
It's true.
Okay, so let's say now.
Mm-hmm. Two times.
Yeah.
Hey, Jay, you better help me out on this, bro.
No,
Uh-huh.
I'm not gonna buy it. Don't worry.
Okay.
So let's say now you're engaged or whatever. It's deep. You live together.
Yes.
You know,
Mm.
you still would come on this show and just act like there is no one there.
You'd have to ask a very direct question. You'd have to be like, "Are you engaged, living with anybody?" But if you just ask me like, "Do you have anyone on Valentine's?" I'm like, "Nah, I don't." You know what I find, right? I don't know if you find this too. Obviously, you're in the industry, right? Probably more than I am, but I just find like anything can be used against you.
Fact.
Do you know what I'm saying? So I'm very careful about the private things about myself that I put out there because you
Right.
never know when it can come back to bite. I'm not sneaky. I'm not out here trying to, link this girl while I got. That's not what I'm
Okay,
on. Do
that's
you know what I
alright.
mean? If I would do that, I'll do it with chest.
Yeah.
But it's more so to protect my privacy because
Okay.
you put stuff out there and then Lord knows how it gets remixed. And at the end of the day, if I do have
True.
someone, she knows herself, like you said.
Yeah.
So what does me going on radio saying?
Yeah.
No one seems to broadcast it. Like,
I
hey
mean-
guys, but like,
Mm.
do what Joe did and just acknowledge that someone is there. Like, oh, she's special and keep
Well,
it pushing.
Someone might be there, and if the person's there, they're special. I'm sure they're special.
It's
The-
true. It's
The
true.
trick is, obviously, if you say someone's there,
Mm.
then all of them will be comfortable.
I like
All of them will be
I like
saying,
that.
will
I
be
like
chaffed now, say, jumping in the air, say, he mentioned me.
I
all
don't
five of
even have
them.
a comeback for that one.
Ivan, I like that. I like that.
as well.
Joe, let me ask you then, yeah. So
Yeah.
obviously Valentine's, yeah. What do you think about Valentine's? Do you think the man them need to get a break as well and also receive some loving? Because I feel like the game's rigged, personally. That's how I feel. I'm just saying how is it a safe place? Is it a safe space?
It's a safe place.
Okay, then.
It's a
That's-
safe place.
that's how I
let's
feel.
see your answer,
Mm.
Joe.
I don't think Valentine's bad. Yeah.
Mm.
I don't think it's bad, but I think it's only a problem when people make only that one day the day to just be nice to each other.
Mm.
You know, I feel like that's just the show part.
Mm.
But the reality of it, like the relationship is the reality of it. How is it gonna be after Valentine's Day? You know, it's useless me getting you flowers today and tomorrow you're gonna be moving to a next guy and you're gonna be unsure about me the next day. It's useless. It's useless. Us watching movies. The thing is, people watch too many movies and they forget that the films are scripted, innit?
Right.
And like right now, we're living a reality. So it's good to love each other, but like people shouldn't depend on one specific day. Yeah, celebrate. Treat your guy the right way.
Yeah.
Treat him the way he's supposed to be treated as well.
Yeah,
you
I
know,
agree.
let it not just be one-sided,
Mhm.
but let it be. Let it not just be a one day in a year kind of thing. You know?
Right.
So like a relationship whereby every day is Valentine's Day, that's the best one.
Yeah.
Personally, you know, that's what I believe. I don't buy it. Like if you come to me on one day and you want to hold hands and be sweet, yeah, the other day it was terrorizing me.
I hear that.
It don't make sense to me.
I hear that.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I feel like it depends on the person you're with, I think, because there is a lot of couples who just see it as any other day. And that's just it. If it works for you, it works for you. But also, if you're with someone who cherishes holidays like that, I feel like there should be a compromise in relationships. So it's like, for example, there may be a certain day where you either want to be left alone or you want to celebrate with your woman, you want to do whatever. Even from our point of view, it may not mean something to me, but because my man likes it or cherishes it, let me just do that. But like you said, it shouldn't be a one-day thing where it's like you're only being nice to me because you want the Instagram thing of like roses on the bed and
I was gonna go there.
Like,
it's now you know all these couples goals. You need for your gallery to look good. Somebody else is going to Dubai. It's like there's too much competition. There's too much to show nowadays.
Honestly, the kids have just ruined the game.
Like
absolutely,
people are trapped. People are literally trapped in this virtual world where you have to live up to certain expectations. So if somebody else has got the hugest teddy bear, do you know them roses that they're making out of money? Of money.
Yeah,
madness.
It's a madness.
I want that.
Well,
so it's just getting more and more difficult for
well, here's the thing
folks.
though, like D
But
speaks of compromise. I'm about to hit D with that reverse Uno card, right?
Okay.
Yeah. Have you heard of BJ and Steak Day?
Yes.
Have you guys heard of that?
Yeah.
It's celebrated on March the 14th.
You even remember the date?
Yeah, of course I remember the day. Look at my producer. Look at you. Remember the day too, right? I'm sure you don't know what BJ stands
Elaborate,
for.
man.
I don't know if I can say it on radio.
Yeah, you
Okay.
It's basically BJ is basically oral sex.
And Steak Day.
Now it's combined.
And now it's combined. So on that day, that's also our day. So I'm just wondering, are you, or not even you personally, but do you believe that day should be celebrated just as much in your compromise?
Yeah, if my man wants that.
We want.
Yeah, I would do it.
Not if we want.
Yeah, then
Who don't like a sirloin steak?
No.
And then a nice dessert, you know what I mean?
You kind of surprised me. You know what day is today?
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
No, that's the thing. Like, if it means
because you're expecting
it means
on
a lot.
Valentine's
Yeah,
Day to think out
Of the box.
Of course. But if it means that much, like, where you're remembering the date.
Yes, some of
then,
us have marked it on the
I'll
calendar.
have to compromise and be like, it's not a big deal to me, but but that doesn't mean that if I do that, then come February, you better go all out on
Hey,
Valentine's Day.
really?
It's compromise.
I'll get you steak. It's fine. Does your special someone know about March the 14th, Joe? You should tell her. Let her know. Let her know because you also deserve. Yeah, I can see him. I can see. I can see he's putting in his calendar right now, like BJ and Steak Day. Have you made any Valentine's bang? You know, a lot of people like go with the vibe at the moment. Like I see our guy Booker, like he's heard of this, you know, Tuluweru, and now he's made a track about it. Do you also make tracks for certain events or like, you know, sayings or whatever?
Yes, I do. Like back in the day, only that I didn't promote it. I did a Christmas song.
Oh, we need more Black Christmas songs, by the way. I don't think I've heard a Black Ugandan
I did a
Christmas
Christmas song. Like,
what have you? Huh? Really? Oh, my bad.
I don't know what you're
I've never
listening
heard
to
of
it when you were.
My bad. I've never heard any. But
no, I did a Christmas song, and I remember I recorded it in 1 week, and I recorded the video in 1 week, and this was in 2015. But I didn't really push it like that. I didn't really promote it like that. Huh?
Christmas sells.
No, at the time, that's the thing. At the time, I didn't really I wasn't taking music as serious as
I get that.
Yeah, I wasn't taking it serious. So some even that song they played, Zoom Zoom, I did that in 2015. To be fair,
that was in 2015.
Yeah, I was experimenting.
Wow, clean video.
No, the one that you're talking about is the Gumpe one. I did that one in 2019.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I was thinking for 2015 it was clean.
So like those times, like before 2019, I wasn't really I loved what I was doing, but I was experimenting because of the way it was. Like I didn't see many Ugandans doing what I was doing. I felt like, let me just do my heart is driving me to do this. Let me just do it. Do you know what I'm trying to say? Regardless of what I'm seeing around me, because I feel something deep inside that I want to express, but I'm not. I feel like there'll probably be a time for it, but maybe it's just not the time yet. So the songs I did then that I wasn't really putting much effort towards the promotion side of it.
Fair enough.
And what did you learn from your music journey? Is there anything specific that you've learned and overcome? And if so, what was that?
A lot of things, not just one thing, but I'll talk of one. Understanding that everybody's got a different path and everyone's got a different journey.
Yeah.
And like never compare your journey to another person's journey. Because that person started somewhere as well when you was not there. You don't know the hard work that they put in.
Right.
So like just and sticking to your vision, because a lot of the times when like as we go along, your vision can shift based on the people you meet. Some people can divert you, some people can mislead you. So like and then before you know it, you're not on your path anymore. Yeah. And then that delays you, that makes you procrastinate, and that makes you not get closer to your destination.
Right.
So sticking to the first idea you had, sticking to it despite of the challenges that come, despite of the tests that come along the way, sticking to it, because I think those tests are just there to test to see if you really want to achieve that thing.
Right.
You get me? So a lot of the times we get diverted by someone else's idea, by someone else's vision, by someone else's ideology. Yeah, really you should stick to that thing, because there's a time for that thing. I don't feel like anybody's dream is a lie. I don't feel like anybody's vision is a lie. It's just that they're not patient enough to see it manifest. But that's the way I look at it.
Wow. And do you believe in like manifestation and all of that?
100%. There's a lot of things that are manifesting right now.
Yeah.
Because of the buttons I pressed in 2019.
Yes.
Yeah, I think a lot of times people want stuff to happen instantly.
Yeah.
You need to work like spiritually.
Yeah. And if it doesn't happen, they feel like, or maybe they need to go back to the drawing board.
Yeah.
Or maybe something's wrong. But then how comes my friends got this, my friends are doing this, how comes I'm looking moist? Like maybe I need to style up and be like them, not realizing no, big dreams require big sacrifices.
Right.
Yeah, man.
Exactly. And I think social media played a big part, because everyone wants to show the result, but no one really shows like
the reality.
Yeah, the reality. So so everyone kind of seems to think like, oh, this week I don't have anything, but next week I'll be a star. Like, but they don't see like a lot of people are putting in groundwork behind the scenes for you to see their overnight success or whatever it is.
Yeah. So, Joe, sorry, let me jump in here. Whenever we have an artist here, we want to get into the industry.
Yeah.
How has the industry treated you? And by the industry, I mean everything associated to Ugandan music in the UK. How have the fans been supportive? Are the DJs been supportive? Are the promoters been supportive? Have the radios been supportive?
I feel like I've had a bit of everything, but even still, I'm not trying to put a sympathy card. I don't want people to feel sorry for me. Like anything I faced or anything I went through, I'm supposed to go through that. So that's the way I look at it. I'm supposed to piss people off once in a while. My success is supposed to annoy people once in a while. The things I do is supposed to, so not every time I'm gonna like there's people who we didn't start off well. There's people in the Ugandan community who I didn't like. The first time they met me, when they realized what I was trying to do, we didn't click. We didn't, you know what I'm saying? Like we didn't click, and I couldn't force the relationships. But now we click. You know what I'm saying? So it's a process. I've had a bit of everything. There's times where I didn't feel appreciated. I didn't feel like, there's times when I felt like what I'm doing, people don't see it. And because they don't see it, they don't want to embrace it. They don't want to give it a chance. But then if I choose to do what they think is cool, then they'll be quick to jump on my, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. But I don't want to do that, because then I won't feel satisfied in my heart. I feel like, nah. I'm not following my path, like my purpose. I'm not. So I've had a bit of everything. I've had the tough days. I've had the good days. I've had the good moments. But hey, I love it, man. It was lovely. Like honestly, I thank God that I went through any tough situation I went through, because it's the reason why I talk the way I talk. Right. If I didn't go through anything, I wouldn't appreciate little things. Like even now, like even being here, I appreciate it because I know there's a bigger play to it.
Yeah.
Like I look beyond what. Right now, people can't piss me off, for example. Yeah, because
because you're now being politically correct.
Forgive me,
yeah.
guys. I don't want to.
Ivan's not having it.
What would you?
I don't want to bore you guys.
Done better, for example.
What can I do?
Are you being called to shows? There's like literally a show every month in the UK now. People being brought in from Uganda. Yeah, we have a host of artists in the UK. A lot of the young crop, sat out there not getting a look in. in my eyes.
I'm glad you've asked that question.
Are you being called out for shows? Are you declining because maybe the pay is you know?
I'm glad you asked that question.
Listen, let's talk about it.
That's a good quest. That's a good quest. Anything I say here, you can even ask my manager as like proof. I swear upon the living God, if not 100%, at least 90% of every concert last year, they asked me to perform, but I was not interested in performing. One of the reasons why I was not interested in performing, I didn't have a song that was like that was moving around. Double S is here, I think.
I said I'm a mason, I got to thank the most high. Double S, I never been a pagan. I'm just on the money making. No part time, it's a night and a dating. That's why I ain't got time to be dating. Money's the only thing that I'm chasing. We make dough in the end. Most of my brothers, they move O's in the end. So back in the vid, I need it back in the vid, 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 back in the vid. We make dough in the end.
Hey, it's lit. It's lit. It's lit. Guys, we got the Flow Father in the building.
The biggest.
Come on.
You get me? Trying to shut him, man. Oh, go on. You look good there.
We're good, man.
Come
Like
on.
Double S in the
Thank
building.
you for having me. Forgive me for the lateness.
No, it's calm. I hope the fans will forgive you.
Yeah, fans, you lot forgive me, man. Supporters, forgiveness.
How'd you double?
Okay, I'm actually
Yeah, so we just had some sounds that we don't usually hear on KLA Drive.
Come on.
Just because the sound it's a British sound, but made by Ugandan.
Come on, you know.
So
man.
it's a British Ugandan music.
Come
yeah,
on.
yeah.
That's what we do.
100, you know. That's called grime music, by the way.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, that's called grime music. It's lit. Yeah, I mean, sometimes it's too fast, but I always say people that come from over here, they'll understand like the slang and everything else. You know what I mean? And Ugandans, I'm gonna be real. Obviously, I don't want to say it straight away, but I did a song with Rick, man, and I was surprised he wanted to jump on a grime tune. I was proper shocked. Like he's like, no, give me a grime tune. I'm like, let's do an Afro one. He's like, no, let's do a grime one.
Swear, how'd that come about?
He's come down, Arif, obviously. Him and Arif are close, isn't it? Yeah. So he's come down. He's like, oh, Dubs. I wanted to make an Afro tune with him because I've always said to myself, Uganda for me, they give me the Afro vibe. You know what I mean? Yeah. And then he's like, I want that grime stuff. I want that grime stuff. I was like, all right, I'll spin you. And I don't. That's cool, now, big man. You get me? But yeah, now he did his thing though. I'll play it to you. Like, he added a bit of Luganda with English. I rated it. I was shocked. Because I knew what I was gonna do.
We all know what you're gonna do.
Don't gas me up, man. I get excited easily.
You know what
man.
you're gonna do on the
Man, I
track.
love my brother, man.
Yeah, but I like that. It's different.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? No
Definitely.
one's really
Done that.
done that.
And
Exactly.
not in a
Yeah,
bad way as well.
I think we previewed some Ugandan grime last year.
Yeah, I do remember you did that.
Who previewed that? Was it Richie who that brought that tune?
I think it was Richie.
Rich is the one that finds this
And
gems.
it was Joe. No, it was Ugandan drill. It wasn't grime. It was Ugandan drill.
how
It's the
was
same thing.
that?
Yeah.
I don't know what the
It was.
distinction is,
Bro,
grill and grime.
They were
But it's good.
riding
It's
on
Yeah,
the beat.
they're bad. I'll try to find it
Yeah.
tonight. But before we went to the break,
Come on.
there was a question on the table, like they say in Luganda. Chibuzo chiri ku meza.
Meza. And actually, we can even ask it to double after Joe. answers as
Exactly.
well, yeah.
Could you rephrase
So basically,
it?
yeah, for you lot that are just joining us for double's sake, basically we're asking Joe about, obviously he's a Ugandan artist, or an artist that does Ugandan music as well. And there's a lot of shows that are here in the UK, and they fly out a lot of artists from Uganda, yet we have Ugandan artists here.
Yeah.
So we're asking Joe, like, how is it? Like, does he get asked to be on these shows? Does he get overlooked? What's the situation there? And he was just, answering that. So Joe, what are you saying, my
I
bro?
was saying that actually, and I started by saying that my manager actually can even confirm this year. Last year, if not 100, at least 80%, 85, 90% of the shows I was asked to perform. But a lot of those people were surprised that I was not on it. I didn't want to perform simply because I'm not an excited artist. I'm not. Those days are gone. I'm past that stage of being excited just to sing for the sake of it. I think about who am I singing for? I'm singing for the same person I sang for last year
I get you.
and the year before and the year before. How did that build me now? Because now I take music seriously. Remember I told you back in the day I didn't really take it seriously, but now I'm understanding it from a different perspective. Am I lying?
You're good.
So now, like, so it's not sikwelaga, it's not ego, it's more about realizing your self-worth and knowing what you deserve, and and knowing the value of your gift, and understanding that there's people out there actually that it's not a competition thing, that don't even are able to do what you're doing. You know what I'm saying? So there's this, like, if I think, and the other thing as well, the paying thing is also important. Because
Okay.
you know, a lot of like promoters in the UK have had this perspective that if they bring artists from UG, the artist in UK has to be a cutting razor. You get me? And to me, at first I wasn't deep in it, but now I realize I'm like, these people are taking a piss. For them, it's just a money making thing, but which is okay. Which is okay. We're all making money. We're all hustling one way or another. But if you want to put me on your show, you're not willing to give me the piece that I'm able to make myself.
Right.
First of all, I'm not just depending on music. I got other things that are pattern as anybody else.
Come on.
So if I'm able to put that money on for myself, if that piece that you can't give me, can't even purchase one of my, can't even, when we go studio, we pay for that. Innit?
Yeah.
When we record the video, we pay for that, right? Fam, like if you, so the way I look at it, it's like you need to, if you treat me with value and you show me you treat me right, I will perform. I'll humbly perform on your thing. But honestly, to God, I wasn't willing to perform on any show last year. The other reason I wasn't willing to perform was because I wanted a song that was circulating.
Right.
I didn't want to come perform like a bomb. Like just imagine you're cutting razor. They didn't even promote you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They didn't even like put that. They didn't put emphasis on your advertisement for people to for you to go in people's minds, for them to look forward to you. You feel me? It's just like they treat you as someone to kill time, before the other guy that they're fans of. You got to understand that they're the fans of that artist, because they're promoting them to a new place where some people possibly don't even know that artist, but because they've forced that advertisement on them, they automatically say like, oh, that must be someone big, so I'll go see them. The same way, if the UK artists were treated the same way, I believe there'll be people looking forward to see that person that they've been promoting. It's just how it is. We're curious. People are curious. They're curious to see, who's this guy like they're promoting? Who's this woman? Who's this girl that I've been seeing on these posters? But if they don't give you that kind of treatment, and you just no matter how good your song is, people will love it. You'll still find people that will love your tune, but they'll be like, huh? Who's that? Rather than if they expected you, they'll be like, oh, Double S is coming. Oh my God, that's him. You know, that's a different.
I hear what you're saying.
I agree.
That's a different reaction from something just dropping like a bomb away.
No, you're right, bro. And I see it now from your point of view. It's a respect thing as well.
Yeah.
So and I think because we haven't had like many UK artists stand up here and do their own thing, that's the reason why I feel like they feel as though we're gonna depend on them to always do it for us, and for as long as we're gonna depend on them, we're gonna have to do it their way. You get me? So last year, I'm not gonna lie, I went on a silent mode where I wasn't willing to do many of the concepts. And also last year was a year of like self recovery, like and to really assess things and to assess where I want to go and if I really want to go there. I hear
that, bro.
Yeah, man.
That's a
Yeah,
fun
I like
answer.
Yeah. He was going in still.
He
said he answered it for me and stuff.
Double, you want to know? Do you ever get asked to be on these shows? What's the thing?
I do. But what he said as well, for example, is what I personally believe as well. Because remember, I've come from the industry of over here. You know what I mean? Like, and I've did my thing over here for a very long time. Like the last time, like Mans even did a show over here, for example, was like a Grand 5. Do you get what I mean? So when I come into the Ugandan community, for example, I think I've come to the Ugandan community like 4 years ago, maybe 5 years. And when I started coming in, obviously I got told specific things by people already. Do you get what I mean? Because it's like so many people told me it's not going to be what you think it's going to be, or potentially where you've come from. Do you get what I mean? And they were just honest with me from the jump. So with me, because I don't think at the time I grasped business as much. Do you get what I mean? So even down to me, just for the sake of everyone being Ugandan, you know me as well. Like I was just like, this is my guy. Like this I'm willing to do it because
you're Ugandan.
You know what I mean? But then eventually after a while, I started realizing that's the wrong mentality to even come in with. Do you get what I mean? So even down to me with a lot of situations, like remember I got the song with Cleo as well. Do you get me? The Manzina song, So she used to always obviously get shows and everything, for example. But then at the same time, around that time, for example, I was just pre-ing stuff. And I'm a guy, I've always been told whatever you allow at the beginning stages is what people continue to do.
That's true, bro.
Do you get what I mean? So I like how she does that. But yeah, so boom. So my whole ethos was always cool. Whatever I if I say yes to this guy, he potentially is talking to the other promoters, and he's gonna be like, oh, I got double for either free or rare, this and that. So then everyone else can do it. So my whole ethos was always, I show up anyway, but I might not perform or whatever the case is. If you come talk to me correctly, I'm never going to say no. Because a lot of the time as well, the management that I had, for example, they didn't understand the Ugandan community. So they're not willing to move, for example, to even when I'm like, nah, this is my man and this is Weasel, this is Eddie Kenzo, for example. If they don't know or understand that business side of things, for example, they're not going to move. And my thing I'm going to be before was strict. You get what I mean? Yeah, and I understood the strictness of it because even down to me, I was making money, even doing other different things, for example. So it's like the money I'm making potentially over there, it might not be over here. It's not the same thing. Do you get what I mean? So in my head was, I don't even need to move like that, but I'll always show up because I want to perform. I want to do this. I want to do this for this person or whatever. But now that I understand business, I just realized, like, cool, just tell man your fee. And if they can, like tell your man your fee, for example, if they can assess it, or even some people, for example, you could still, because I'm a person that I get business. I could tell you £500 or £1,000 or whatever the case is, and it could be you, and I'll be like, nah, let me lower it because that's me and your communication. You feel me? But anyone else, for example, I could be like, nah, I'm gonna stick to my plan. Do you get me? I'm gonna stick to whatever business I personally believe can get sorted realistically. But then I think the problem, what will happen is everyone starts doing funniness behind the scenes or whatever the case is, or maybe doesn't even want to pay you, but won't tell you. Do you get what I mean? So then later it looks like you're bugging. So because I kind of understood that, I just said to myself, like, cool, because even down to now, like I say people put contracts in place. If you put contracts in place, you won't have a problem like that.
There'll be no issues, in it? Because you've got an agreement.
And everyone says, oh, the contracting, you don't try. I'm like, no, because if it goes wrong, I only blame me. I never blame people for anything. Do you get what I mean? Like, because I've got to a point where I can't be too mad at people. I've always got this thing where I need energy to even do the music. Do you get what I mean? So me being mad doesn't make sense. Nah, there's a contract in place. If we can agree to the contract, let's move forward. If we can't, it's okay. Do you get what I mean? I'll still be about anyway because I'm a people's person. Do you know what I mean?
So a question to both of you. We've got Sheba coming. That's this next show, and then we've got Shady's mixtape party. If you lot get asked to perform, would you do it?
Yeah.
I'm performing on the Jeff one.
You're the Sheba's one, yeah?
Okay.
He hasn't even told me yet.
He knows. No, when I'm performing, he's performing. Obviously, you know what it is, yeah? I respect Double as an artist as well. Yeah. And obviously, like him as a brand and as an artist, he's my boy, he's my brother. So yeah, man, it was in the same table. But in terms of a brand, I respect his brand.
I love.
So the conversation is different when it comes to performances. You understand? It's different. The same way my sister Fiona Muyimbi is an artist, though she's not singing anymore at the moment. But at the time, still, I wished I could do a collab with her, but I wouldn't force it.
I get you.
Because there's management into place. There's a process. You understand? Because I respect her brand, I respect her career. Yeah. So it's the same with Double. So if he comes to perform just to back me up as his boy, that's cool. But if the conversation is different, I still understand.
No, but even down to him, it's like I say this all the time. The way me and his song even come about,
which we need to talk about, by the way.
Oh yeah, we'll talk about it later. I don't want to ruin it, but it was special. That's the best way to put it. It was random but special.
Okay, before we get to that special conversation, we're gonna flip it now. Like we asked Joe about working in the Uganda diaspora music industry. Yeah, you're an urban artist. Yeah, experienced in that format. Yeah, but you're still Ugandan in diaspora. Yeah, how can we transition an artist like Joe and many like him who are also Ugandan British? Yeah. They want to get onto the urban scene. Yeah, we know it's difficult, of course. But what advice could you give? What kind of links?
I'm going to even tell everyone I'm a cheat code. That's the best way to put it. Yeah. Now, because he says it to me all the time, but I never grasp it until like later. But I say the only difference I've got against everyone else's experience. It's nothing else. I've just been out here longer than everyone else. Do you get what I mean? I've been out here since 14, 15, and then professionally 17. 31 now. Do you get what I mean? So my thing is, it just depends on how much work you're willing to do. Some people get to this age and get tired. Do you get what I mean? They don't have time, or they're frustrated, or bare things can happen. And then there's other people, it's like me. The only thing is, because I clocked that this game is just basically, I'm in it by myself a lot of the time. Do you get what I mean? I could tell my mum something, for example, but if her focus or her head's not, I have to still have energy to still continue doing it. You feel me?
Right.
So the older I've got, the more I've realized, oh, I'm in this by myself. Eventually, after a while, once you start clocking that this is a long-term game, you won't look at it like how everyone's looking at it. Because even I know specific people, for example, that I'll hear certain stuff about me, for example, but they don't know that. The only reason I'm not even pennying you is because I've got the next 5 years planned.
Right.
Or the next 10 years planned. Do you get what I mean? This is a long run, it's a long-term game. So the only thing I give everyone else, if you're not ready for the long term, I'm talking about when it's going wrong, for example, are you going to hang in there?
Yeah.
You're not ready for my thing.
True.
Do you get what I mean? Because I'm willing to hang it in there. I'm willing to do 10 toes. I'm willing to do everything potentially you're not willing to do.
Right.
So that's the only advice I would give everyone. Start looking at it long term. And if you're looking at it long term, put out more music. And not in a bad way as well. It doesn't just necessarily need to just be Ugandan music. Because we're already Ugandan.
Yeah.
Right.
Do you get what I mean? Add Uganda to it, because even down to me, I've got like specific songs with other people where I've started putting Uganda in my music and what the case is, because that's where I'm from, whether I like it or not.
Right.
We're the representatives of that place there now, over here. And I weren't looking at it like that before. I'm looking at it over here like, all right, cool, I'm a Grime MC, I'm so-and-so, but not in a bad way. There's 1,000 people already taking that spot for shit. Do you get what I mean? So the way I view everything now is, unless you stand out, you're going to always be pushed at the back of the line.
Right.
There's the Skeptors, there's the Stormzys, there's the Daves, there's amazing artists. So any single time, I might even have a better song than them at the time. They've got a bigger fan base than me.
Right.
Yeah.
You can't win. Whereas the Ugandan one, I stand out like a sore thumb.
Right.
So the advice that I would say to Ugandans, for example, is we're already from Uganda. Add a bit of English to it, for example, and put out more work. Right. Don't be scared. Don't think to yourself, I need to blow. I've got that out of my mind so ages ago. I've passed that bit. It's how many songs can I help the next generation be able to, like, they need space now. But I don't need to play every field or every whatever the case. I just need to play my part now. We're all a piece to the puzzle. You do presenting now, for example, you're a piece to a puzzle. Yeah, I mean, I said this to I got a cousin called Shakir the other day, for example. I'm like, when I was doing my thing, I was slightly by myself. Now, do you know how much, fam? I'll be in my yard and I know you're busy doing something.
Yeah.
I'll be in my yard. I know he's busy doing something. Do you know what I mean? So I love it now because it's like there's so many of us involved now. Do you get what I mean? And it's just having like a structure and a system for us to move forward. Do you know what I mean? That's why I love the Daniel Kaluuya thing as well.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because Daniel Kaluuya, for example, he didn't have to do that.
I mean, that's what I was gonna say. I mean, you guys broke the internet. Or the Ugandan
Yes, we
internet.
did. Yes, we
You guys
did.
broke the
Talk about
internet.
that.
You
Love,
had
love.
this. It was like the upper echelon Ugandan
Yeah.
me. But I wasn't invited. You know what I mean? I don't know. Were you there?
I wasn't
Funny, you know.
there.
You like,
Were
don't
you
gas me
there?
out, man.
I
You
mean,
like,
we were
I
invited.
wasn't
With this
there.
guy,
These are
he
the
did tell me.
Yeah.
That shows where you are
I was at his house.
on the scale of
I think, were you
things.
there?
I wasn't there. I know my
there.
place now.
Yeah.
He like,
Yeah, I
don't
know
kill
my
me,
place.
please.
The thing with Double, Double
Very
he
cool.
tells you. The thing is, Double tells you, if you don't move, he just moves.
Yeah.
He mentioned it, but I was like, man, do what that man.
I was like, "Bizanyi da mu," you know. No, but you know, it's even down to that, for example. 'Cause remember, obviously, the Daily Paper situation.
Yeah.
Big up Isaac here.
Yeah.
So obviously, Isaac used to always call me. Obviously, he's Ugandan. I didn't know he was Ugandan at first. When the first time we've met, he's talking to me in Uganda. I was like, on the chatty one. So then when we're talking and everything, then we just kept the link, kept the contact. And then every single time that man's got a performance or whatever, I'll message him. Then he'll send me something. And then obviously, eventually after a while, he's just like, fam, there's so many Ugandans. We're all doing amazing things. We need to do something.
Big.
That's just all how it started. And then eventually after a while we're doing something.
Yeah.
Then when it's even come about, for example, I slightly thought they were going to have my talkie on that as well.
I mean, that's the only thing. I mean, I didn't want to be a critic. I did not want to criticize because it would be like I'm hating from outside the club.
Nah, never,
But
man.
it was like, it would have been so sick if you like had my talkie or Luombo or Vinyewa or something. You know what I mean?
But I'm going to be real. I think, and I'm going to chat to Daniel as well, like that should happen every single year. And anyone that's doing something, for example, should be invited. And it's like, it doesn't necessarily mean that, just being honest, like something's going to happen straight away or whatever the case is. But it just means that this is the energy that we're thinking.
It's a foundation.
Yeah, do you get what I mean? Because even down to that day, for example, I was, as you know, I was going through a lot of stuff last year. Do you get what I mean? Yeah. That moment made me think everything I've gone through don't mean nothing. Do you know what I mean? It's a moment in time.
It was excellent. And I think speaking for, as a fan, as well as a brother, like looking at that picture, it just felt like you lot were representing.
Right.
And you even inspired other countries, because I was in the comments, I was like, oh, when are the Congolese people going to get there? When are the Kenyans going to get there? Like, you lot started something. Do you know what I mean? That not a lot of people do. You know what I'm saying? So we're hoping that, something's going to come of it.
That's really deep, because like whenever we think about communities, we think about beef.
Of course,
Like every community. I once was part of many years ago. Miss Cameroon, UK.
Okay.
And when we were chatting with these people, we're like, okay, Ugandan community has a lot of beefs, people talking about each other, doing that. And I said, you should come to Cameroon. Cameroon community. It's worse. That's what they said. Yeah. So every community, there's people that are pulling each other down. So to publicly show the togetherness is deep.
And I don't think you lot even understood the power behind it.
I don't think we did until the next day or when it's gone online. Like even down to, I would say, because obviously man's got like a 2-minute, I think I sent it in the group, a 2-minute clip of just Daniel talking.
Yeah, I saw that,
Me and obviously I got an older brother, proper on his D and everything, That's the first time me and him's had a conversation where he's like, you did something that made sense. You get what I mean? Yeah? And he's not saying that in a bad way.
No, I get what he's saying.
I love my older brother. Like, to me, after my dad, that's the guy.
That's the
guy.
guy.
And when basically what he's saying is, he got rid of distractions ages ago. So he might see certain stuff that I might be doing, and in my head it's fun. To him, it's like, but you're not building. You're not. You know what I mean? So when he saw that, for example, he's like, oh.
Yeah, you lot started something.
Yeah, like I respect that. You know what I mean? Like, and then that sort of showed me, Bashir, this is where you're going. Whatever you was doing in the past, that's cool. But this is the road ahead now. Do you get what I mean? And even down to me, like I've had battles, I would say the past few years, for example, of Bashir, where's this going? Or where are you going? Or whatever the case is. But one thing I kind of have said to myself is the leader word. That word leader is where we're going. Do you get what I mean? Whatever it is, it could be music, it could be just as a person, it could be anything. I'm a leader in it. Do you get what I mean? Because I personally believe, like, if we was back in the day, tribes and everything, for example, I'll be one of the forefront people because I care too much about people. Do you get what I mean? I care too much. I would have blown time ago if I didn't care about people. Do you get what I mean? If I only cared about myself, for example, I do a lot of things that sometimes it might be a detriment to my career, because I want to see this person push or read. It's like, because I know it's not going to always be about me, but maybe sometimes I'm just doing it too early. You know what I mean? I might be helping too much people too early. Do you get what I mean? But at the same time, my thing is, it's always from God anyway. It's not just my thing. Do you know what I mean?
But I have a question for you.
Yeah.
So I want to know what inspired the transition from grime to UG music? Like, what was your thought process behind all of that?
For me,
I did used to push you a lot. I'm not gonna lie. Just gonna put that. There's gonna.
The man that were on me for ages. Yeah, like it's one of these. It's like this. Remember, when I'm young, people don't know I'm Ugandan.
Right.
And then the only few people that know I'm Ugandan are people around me. So those people will be like, it'll be dope if you go Uganda or ask them. I haven't been Uganda like 6 years. Probably not. 6 years. Let's say, for example, every single year, these loads tell me come Uganda, for example. I'll say, I'm rolling.
You owe me a ticket if you remember.
And then eventually what ends up happening, something will come up, for example, and then I just don't go. And then something just told me, I think I won an award over there. In my head, I'm like, I've never won an award here.
Wait. Did you just skip past that? You won an award in Uganda for Grime. Or for what song? For what?
I need to even look at the thing.
Jesus.
It probably was, You know what I mean? But it probably was.
What was it? Pearl of Africa or the Buzz TV?
I just imagine. just imagine to know what the
That's bad.
So for me, it was one of them ones where it's like, I'm getting more love over there. Because remember, over here, for example, not in a bad way, I feel like if you miss your year, you end up having to do it again and again and again. It just gets tiring, innit? And then I'm like to myself, you know what? I've won an award over there. So when artists come here, they're looking for me. Do you get what I mean? Like, there's so many artists that I respect, for example, that Double S one. Do you get what I mean? Yeah, let's get in studio, whatever the case is, So in my head, I'm like, fam, what am I killing myself for? This is so easy to just execute, for example, because at the end of the day, one, the talent's there. Two, the country is a fresh island. Do you get what I mean? Like, to me, it's a fresh start as well. So my thing is, it just made sense. You know, sometimes you'll fight something and then there's something that's just under your nose.
Right.
And it's like life can change in this blink of an eye, for example, if you just take it on the chin. So my thing is, I swear to you, I would say the past 2 years, for example, I've just been trying to mentally process it and make it make sense before I fully go and do it.
Right.
Do you get what I mean? But now, fully ready. Like this year, I said to myself, if I don't do it, I'm an idiot. Do you know what I mean? Like I think Uganda for me, it's like, yes, I'm still gonna do my thing here, but Uganda is just it's my mother's country.
Right.
It's my homeland. It's where I feel at home. Do you get what I mean? Even down to the music and everything. I've got something to contribute over there.
Right.
Do you get what I mean? So that's the main reason I wanna.
Speaking of which, in relation to that, you done a few projects with Weasel.
Yeah, He was on my last CD.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Was that released?
Yeah. So the CD is called The Biggest.
Right.
So I got a song with him called Sente.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's on the CD, on the actual project. I made sure I put Weezy on that CD. I made sure.
Who else have you worked with? You mentioned Eddie Kenzo.
So okay, let me just put all the names out there. I might as well. So I've got a song with Eddie Kenzo coming.
Yeah.
I got a song on John Black's next CD. I don't know if it's on his EP.
Yeah.
That's a banger though.
I'm really that should sound.
No,
yeah.
That's one of my favorite Ugandan songs I've ever made in my life.
Good.
That's a banger. I got a song with Fit for Maker coming.
Whoa.
I'm going. I got a song with Rickman as well, and then I'm just waiting for Sheba to come.
Right.
Put it in the atmosphere.
How are you going to release this music? Is it going to be singles or are you going to put out an EP?
So basically, my plan is I've got 2 EPs this year. One of them, I'll just say them, just put it out there. One of them's called Fardellini. You get me? So the first one's called Fardellini. Fardellini, obviously, it's a spin of Houdini. So obviously Houdini was a normal, obviously he did magic and everything, for example, but he had a story before, which was he was just a normal person. As soon as he started doing the Houdini stuff, life changed. And I feel like I'm getting back to that sort of vibe with myself, do you get what I mean, as a person and everything. So I'm going to start off with like a UK kind of feel. That's the whole Fardellini thing. And then I'm doing Young Kabaka for summer. So all the songs, done now, trust me, bro. So Young Kabaka will be, that's the one with the Eddie Kenzo, the Fit for Maker, the Rickman. You get what I mean? Just I would say 5-6 songs of Ugandan, like that vibe. How your pictures, how they look like. And he's in Uganda.
He is the man to follow.
Yeah, that's what.
If I'm not in any of your music videos,
no, let me be honest. I'm shooting. I want to shoot both because I want to do 2 or 3 videos of the CD, but I'm shooting both of them in Uganda.
I'm there, bro.
August.
I'm there. I'm there, inshallah.
Yeah, we're there, man.
Come on, G.
Yeah, that one, I'm going to be real. I want to show the lit life ofUganda. I want to show that until nothing to call a quad bikes. The motor it's nice.
We're not on just borders.
And
I think this is what I was telling you. I remember this is what I was telling my cousin as well. And bro, I know the Ugandan community maybe weren't that much of an audience before, but they can push you now.
Let me show you something.
They have Spotify, they have Apple Music, they have Instagram. They can.
With them now, they're just not looking here. Do you get what I mean?
See that?
Bro, I'm going to be real. What I've seen, the gems in the Ugandan community, I just pray that it just gets structured. Once it's structured over here, do you get what I mean? When it's structured, because we need our thing here. Like one thing, that's why I said I love what Daniel's doing, because he's trying to make it make sense. Do you get what I mean? So my thing is we need our thing here, for example, where it just makes sense. We've got our nights. Yes, we've got Pier 1 and all these places. We've got Royal Regency. We start off there, for example, but the new generation and new energy is coming now.
And all we have to say here at Kampala Drive or TGM, we're down for whatever.
Now, of course, come on.
Logistics, anything.
Now we're pushing this year, man. We're pushing.
Anything you need, we at you, bro.
Love. We're pushing this year.
So, do we want to go to the collaboration of these two gentlemen?
I've been itching. Where
does it come from? Obviously, you've been mates for a while.
Yeah.
Or what? Tell us the story. How did it come about?
We've known each other from
He's got my tribe's second name in there.
Okay.
If we was in Uganda, it would be part of the tribe going to work. You get me?
Nah, like me and Double like go way back.
Yeah.
Way back. His area is next to my area. It's like Wahalane and what?
Bro, he was in my area. Let's just put it like that. We was doing the same stuff.
On ends. Okay.
We was active on ends.
We get it. Don't worry.
Yeah, we get it.
No, but not now. We're good guys now.
No, I mean, good with this area and your area.
He was in the mix with me. He was doing what I was doing.
But the thing is, with him, like he discovered his talent from young.
Yeah.
So he kicked it off from young.
Yeah.
You understand? So if you was Ugandan at the time and you was in that area, you have no choice but to push double S.
Of course.
Genuine.
Do you understand? So like
Yes,
over
a bit louder, though.
the years, like the Ugandan mutual friends that we have here, I've always been like, oh Joe, what you're Ugandan, you're doing your thing, why don't you connect with people like Double S, etc. And one of our other friends, Sub 10, is like, oh bro, like it's like you don't want to work with us, like you're doing you're doing your own thing, like you do music, but you're not connecting with us. Like, what's wrong with you? Like, but I always say to people that there's a right time for everything. Usually when like something is time for it, you don't force it, and it usually comes out proper. Do you get me?
Yeah, anything you don't force, God
Even
is
the song,
involved.
even the song that we did, it's so dope because of the way it came naturally. It came at its time. You get me? Maybe I needed to go through certain experiences before working with Double. Maybe
I think this was the most funniest experience one of the most. It's not funny like that, but it was crazy.
Maybe I needed to go through certain things first, honestly, and I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. Trust me, I'm not in a rush. I'm not in a hurry. I know things are gonna happen. You get me?
Okay.
And the tune, the way the tune came about. How did it come about, man?
Do you know? So, this is the funny thing about life. Yeah, is this? I'll be at this guy's house all the time. Yeah, we've never wrote a song together. Ever. We listen to music. We'll listen to my music. We'll listen to his old stuff. Yeah, but we're just going by normal life. One day, so the other guy, Simon Sims, for example, he's at the yard, but I don't know that this guy's from Kenya. I don't know what he's doing at the yard. No, nothing. Okay. I just pass through my bridges yard and chilling. Yeah, fam. Then I'm hearing that he writes and that. So I'm like, okay, cool, dope. Then I'm hearing his voice. I'm like, right, you're actually good.
Yeah, he's a good singer. I checked out his stuff.
My man sounds like Michael Jackson,
bro. He can sing. That boy can sing, bro.
And then these lot have put on the beat. But I've naturally, you see, any single time any instrumental comes on, we could be in ASOS, not even ASOS, we could be in Zara or something, and a beat will come on, and I'll just be trying to find the flow. I'm just like that naturally. That's my little training time. You get me? Yeah. So I think these lot had a melody, but Simon had the melody and the chorus and rare this and that. Yeah, I'm like, that's cold. I'm just gassing him up. Yeah. Then he's did like a few but with his melody, like his version, yeah. And I'm like, fam, what about for these two? They're getting in. Then I'm just randomly writing now, just random. Okay. But it sounded good.
And of course. The funny thing is, most people know Double, the rapper. Yeah. They don't know Double, the singer.
Oh, what? Double.
Whoa. Revelations now. Wait. One singing on this one.
No, but the thing is, it's that people who work with him behind the scenes clock it. Double is this kind of person to even guide you vocally. Be like, nah, it's this humble that you meant to put there. I'm like, bro, I said you're meant to be just an MC. Like, well, go on, man. Do you know what I'm saying?
To me, boy.
So, like, the way it happened, it's like his experience, his mindset. Simon, he has like a band background. He used to perform with like a group, like in a band, With me now, I just, because of my father, I just know, I don't know music by the book. I just know it by flow, by the sound, and I can know when something's not right. Right. Do you understand? So coming together, bringing that energy in one place. Come on, man.
Nah, only goodness is gonna come from it.
Something's about to happen,
bro. I'm excited, man. I mean, I'm gutted that I wasn't in the video again.
I'm gonna make sure in every video.
Literally,
he's gonna hate me. He's gonna hate me. He's gonna hate me.
Literally, bro.
He'll never live that down.
No, I'm excited to hear this song.
He's got speed. This guy can write in like 10 minutes.
Is that what you're on, Flo?
No, let me be honest,
10 minutes.
I just let God flow, fam. You see, say for example, you start something here, when you're not forcing it, if you're perfect example, when you're looking for your keys, but you're stressed and frustrated,
you won't find them.
Yeah,
it's so true.
When you're cool, be
just there.
Yeah, you get me.
And Simon, the other brother, he came up with the idea of the song in 30 minutes.
Wow.
I wish I was that talented.
I'm telling you.
He just sat.
You are though.
I just left him in the room by himself. That was good. 30 minutes later, like, bro, the song's done. I'm like, what the heck?
So what comes first? Is it the beat or the lyrics?
The chorus, the hook.
So hook comes first, then you get the beat.
But it depends. Everyone's got different.
Okay.
But I always say get the hook first, because the hook is the heart. That's how I look at the hook. Is what everyone's gonna say.
And then you can get the beat to match the hook.
Yeah. Okay. Now I always know. Don't get twisted. The beat talks to you first. I got that with Michael Jackson. The beat talks to you first, for example. So the instrumental will tell you where you're supposed to go. Some people work like that. Some people just want to say how they feel. But I hear the beat. Okay, it's got life. You get the chorus. That's the heart. And then the verses, you can go wherever you want to go. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It's true.
I wish I was an artist.
All right. So the song, the audio is already out, right?
Yeah.
We're gonna drop it on the 30th.
Okay. So the video as well
We're gonna drop it on the 30th.
is premiering on the 30th. Trust me, I tried to get it, but
Also, we don't even have a little.
but we got a sample. We've been allowed the sample, so we're only
Okay.
gonna do like what 30 seconds.
Now,
Let's do.
You might wear man.
Yeah?
You might wear your nah.
But still, yeah, you should come down to Pier 1 on Sunday premiere. Have fun with the guys.
Okay.
Have, party with them. It's the official premiere
Sunday.
of
Are you serious?
of the thing. So here we go.
So now I gotta come outside.
Let's let you introduce it.
Yeah, introduce the track, boys.
yeah, this is My Lover. A song with Simon Sims and Double S. My Lover is one of those songs that reassures your other half that you'll be there with her. You'll love her. You'll man. It guarantees. It guarantees that you're not just in it for the fun time. You will marry her. You get me? You know, you're in it for the real.
For the long run.
For the long run. You know?
KLA Drive, 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. every Friday on TGM Radio UK.
I don't give you anything you want to, my baby. Now kineta naweza kadai for you, for you. When you wangu na mimi ni wako, my baby. I swear you too fun and I like you more, the way you do. Now leave your kipotabo, mtoto na niko sharo. Now leave your battle, wa moto nitakuwa wanjo. My love, I love her. She says she my lover, my lover, my lover. She says she my lover.
Took away that shebo.
Yes, Moses Bags on the line.
Yeah, what's good, guys?
What's good, my J?
How's everyone doing? Is everyone good?
Everyone's good, man. How's things, man?
I'm good. Just had you guys talk about music, obviously how Joe and how Joe and Double were working together and all that stuff.
Yeah.
I had something that I thought about. I was like, do you guys think that local Ugandan talent is getting supported properly in the community down here? Or like, what's your thoughts on something like that? Because obviously, I know some guys like Joe, they've been doing music for a minute now.
Yeah.
But I'll take up this and, say with my chest and not hide anything. I don't have any of your songs, bro, on my hard drive. That can never be, from your point of view, your promotion is not good enough. You're not sending the music to the DJs out here, or it can be, even the quality of music you're producing might not be to the level that maybe the DJs are appreciating it enough. Or it can even be from our lack of support for you guys to push you forward in it, support regardless of how it sounds. Because from my point, I might not like your song, but it doesn't mean that doesn't like your song.
Of course.
From my artist. So there's a few factors in between there. But I just want to pick your brains and ask you, what do you think that is causing something like that for us not to be able to kind of push each other within the community? Because there's a song that was done with Molo or Olua Diamond. That's one of my biggest tunes from you, bro.
I love my brother, man. I appreciate you.
And then I saw the vibe, everyone was vibing nicely,
I love, man.
People didn't really know who was singing or what the vibe was.
Yeah.
So, what's your thought on that, guys? Why are we not pushing each other? Why is your music not breaking out through as it's probably you guys would want it to break out through?
I think for me, I think obviously with me, because I've never did Afro beats before. Do you get what I mean? On my end, anyway. I think my one is just from the fact that I've never did Afro beats, so it's new. Do you get what I mean? So everyone, because people always say, let's say they know me for grime. Do you get what I mean? Yeah. If anything that's to do with grime, I'm getting 500k views. I'm getting whatever the case is. Anything else, for example, it might be lower. But I just think with over here, Ugandans weren't musically known straight away. I.e., if you say, for example, Jamaicans, Ghanaians, they've got a community that's already supporting that. Do you get what I mean? Even down to back home. Whereas with us, I think we've just started. Do you get what I mean? I would say the last few years, for example, even down to, we've always had artists coming down here, for example, to obviously do music and do shows and everything. But it's only now, for example, that I would say people have started accepting Ugandans, for example. Even down to me, half of the stuff that I'm doing, I think it's the best time now to do it. I believe now even down to the song that we've just played now, that's quality now. Do you get what I mean? Right. So if, say, for example, before, like I've got this thing that I want to start doing as well, for what he just said, I've got this thing that I want to start doing over here where when it comes down to the music and everything, it has to be quality. For example, you get it mixed, you get it mastered correctly. Do you get what I mean? If, say, for example, there's DJs, someone should be there to be like, okay, send it to 10 of these DJs, pay this amount, send it to 10 of these DJs, and then at least you know them 10 DJs have your song. If they don't want to play it, that's their business, but they've got it. A lot of us, for example, don't have them links. Do you get what I mean? I've only come into the Ugandan community. I know a selected few DJs, Shady, Hope, I know him as well. Do you get what I mean? Like so many people, for example, but at the same time, I'm only new to it. So I even sometimes feel bad for like the Ugandans, for example, that weren't doing their thing before me. Because I think to myself, for example, you must be overthinking it or whatever. Because I sometimes sit there and think, right, like cool, in the Ugandan community, who can I send like my music to, or who, whatever the case is. And let's say, for example, I come here and I start meeting people and doing certain stuff, for example, is the only time I find, okay, there's this DJ, there's that DJ, there's this person. So I just think nowadays, for example, because of how the community is and because we've got social media, Insta, us as artists as well, for example, because it's like even down to me with my new songs and my next CD, I'm going to put on an event that I'm going to tell every single Ugandan, come down. Do you get what I mean? That whole situation with Daniel Kaluuya, for example, I'm going to hit up them people, for example, if you're free, roll. And then all I'm going to just do bare promo there. Do you get what I mean? So if they don't hear it after that day, for example, it's on me. You know what I mean? So I even like what he even said, because I see that as well. Do you know what I mean?
That's dope. My take on that is that it's possible. I mean, anything is possible. It could be possible that maybe the quality of music isn't on the standards of what the DJ perceives to be popping at that moment in time. And it could also be
consistency.
No, it could also be that DJ is also a human being. He has a certain type of music he prefers. It could also be that some people go, you know, there's the first few people always know what they want. The rest are just jump on the bandwagon. It could also be that some people perceive talent as what everybody likes.
Yeah.
And the other thing I would say is that music has been transforming as years have been going by. Once upon a time, if you play a Luganda song, it didn't make sense. When you play other language, it didn't make sense. But Afrobeats has it's beginning to normalize the way it's beginning to make it possible for you to just play any other song and people will be like, raw, it's lit. I see white people dancing to Diamond Platinums. He's singing in Swahili. So I personally don't think language is the problem anymore. What I believe is this. Let me give you an example. Let me start with an example. Have you ever had a song that you don't like, but then one day you find yourself singing it in the shower because they play it too much?
Yeah, definitely.
It grows on you.
Eventually, you start to like it. Let me give you an example. When Eddie Kenzo came out, he had a song called Stamina. To be honest with you, the first time I had Stamina, I wasn't feeling it. Yeah. But then Stamina was played so much when I went in Uganda, especially those days.
Now we're not any copy.
You had no choice because it's you know, that's all it is.
Everywhere.
But if you're a starting up artist, you're not gonna automatically have that energy. That energy usually starts from your home. Charity begins at home. The people that you know, your town, the closest people you can reach, your local DJs. If they don't know this, if they don't understand this, because some of them are going to have their own mindsets, mentality. Some of them because the bakulava before you did your music, but you know, everybody, you know. So like honestly, I believe you're supporting Fake for America, you're playing Fake for America's bangers. That's lovely. You're promoting culture capital. We're promoting Ugandan to the Ugandan sound to the world. That's lovely. But you're not realizing that before you love Fake for America, his local people loved him first. Yeah. His local people loved him first and made you love him. So so you eventually jumped onto that hype. That's all it is. Now, if we hype Double S right about now, and we go gassed about Double S, everybody's gonna be intrigued about this guy. Like I have people on my WhatsApp, who randomly, when I post people like more than once, they're like, who's that? But the first time I posted them, they didn't really react to that person. they're like, hold on, let me check out his music. And before you know it, they like the guy. So I feel like sometimes people need to understand, don't be the judge to decide that this person, the people are not gonna like this person's song.
We're gonna leave it at that. Time is our real enemy right here. We gotta get out of the building. Shout out to you, Moses Bags. Moses Bags is one of those DJs
I love Moses, man.
who are very experimental. He's not afraid to tackle any sounds. So give him your music.
Now, love Moses. When after this, if you follow me on Insta, follow me, and then I'll start sending you stuff as well, man.
No worries, bro. I got you.
Love my Jeezy.
Big up yourself. See you soon. Yeah.
You man, take care.
Come on.
So as we wind down the show, any last?
Yes. So obviously we know that My Lover's coming out on the 30th this Sunday. Do you have any other projects coming up in the works, or are you solely focusing on My Lover? What's going to happen that you can speak about?
That's 65 album.
No, I'm gonna be real. I told myself last year I need to make 33 songs every year for the next 3 years.
Ooh.
I want to make 100 songs in it, and then obviously you never know what's going to happen within them songs, but I want to make 100 just for myself. This is not even for anyone's told me or whatever.
Yeah.
For me to feel comfortable that I do music, I want to get these 100 songs out of the way. Do you know what I mean? And yeah, so this year anyway, so I've got the Fardellini EP. That should be like 6 tracks. I've got the Young Kabaka CD as well for summer, and then I got one more CD at the end of the year sometime. Just try to get these songs out, man, because I feel like another thing I was gonna say, what that guy that was just talking now as well, we need more songs for people to basically say, okay, he's serious. Do you know what I mean? So even if I hear an artist, let's say for example, I've heard Fit for Make, I've heard him so many times and like going raving and everything. When I see him, I trust him.
Right.
You know what I mean? So I think that's the only thing a lot of us are missing, because I think most of us, we care too much on trying to blow as opposed to the material of work. For example, you're supposed to trust me when it comes to music. Right. If you say Double S's name, people only trust me because of the years I've put in.
Right.
So now there's an older version now. Do you get what I mean? So I want to give them that version of me. Do you know what I mean? And I just want to say, this is just my personal thing, I just want to say no one's better than me. Do you get what I mean? Like, obviously within what I bring to the table.
Energy.
Yeah, no one's better than me with what I bring to the table, for example. So the only way I can do that is if I've got all them songs.
I want to end off by saying, I do have a lot of things to look forward to. As you can see, My Lover is a little bit different to what those that have been listening to my previous music are used to. Yeah. I was able to do that style, but it's only now that I'm beginning to experiment it. So I'm going deeper into that style. So if you stay, I don't want to kill the curiosity with me. Like, I don't want to tell you what I'm gonna do, because then you won't look forward to it, because you already know in your head. So just stay tuned to me, and you realize you don't know who I be.
Okay, your socials. How can people follow you?
JOE GAYA Music. JOE GAYA Music everywhere. You just type that, you'll find me.
I'm the most bookiest guy. Instagram, the biggest. Double.S official on Instagram, on Twitter, Double S Musician, and Snapchat. Only for the ladies. The man them forget all that. Flow_father. You get me.
Okay. But yeah, that has been KLA Drive. Thank you, Double S and Joe, for coming.
Thank you for having us, man.
Guys, Blow Up My Lover is going to be out. Videos premiering on this Sunday. Catch them at Pier 1. We've been here with DJ Ivan, with Marv, and with Deontay. But yeah.
Shout out, man, in the controls, co-producer Ken.
Big money.
Yep.
Thanks for coming in today, Ken. Really appreciate it, mate.
Yeah.
I don't give you anything you want to, my baby. Now Kineta naweza kadai for you, for you. When you want to mimi ni wako, my baby. I swear you too fun and I like you more, the way you do. Now leave your kipotabo, mtoto na niko sharo. Now leave your battle, wa moto nitakuwa wajo. My lover, my love, my lover. She said she's my lover, my lover, my lover. She said she's my lover, no, 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 no. She said she's my lover, no, 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 no. She said she's my lover. I feel so proud to be with you. Iwewe too, no pressure, no bondage you. Kiwaga mbali nami, it's a blessing when I'm with you.